Last comment that we have here is thank you, Bonnie, for your guidance in helping me make sure my son didn't fall through the cracks. They scheduled my IEP, ordered therapy tools for him, and put in requests to district for him to get in-person learning. This is a big change from what was going on 1 month ago. I don't think it would have happened if you didn't tell me what I needed to do, and thank you.
Well, that's
So,
nice.
isn't
Thank you.
that'll
Wow,
make the day. Uh,
totally,
that's
totally.
wonderful, wonderful thing. And so, which kind of leads me into a nice segue to talk about the fact that I think we're all reticent to think that we have a legal issue. But the fact
Why
of the
is
matter
that?
is,
Why is that?
because you know why it is, Bonnie? Because we're already fighting a land war in Asia. We have a child on the autism spectrum, and now I got to fight with to get services, and now I got to fight with my insurance company, and now I got to fight with the school. And to bring a lawyer in feels like it's an additional fight, but I wanted to make the point that it's not. Sometimes having a lawyer there means that one of the fights gets pulled off of your table. And I don't think the parents look at it that way enough. But I think that this is a wonderful example of somebody who felt like they were, I don't want to put words in their mouth, but sometimes you feel like you're beating your head against a wall. And suddenly you talk to a lawyer, the lawyer says, just do X, Y, and Z. And sometimes that is enough for the school district to go, oh, okay, this person knows the rules. We got to stop.
Mhm.
I don't want to make it sound like I think that all school administrators are just trying to get away with something, but I do want to say to people, as a former teacher, there's only enough funding for like 40% of the kids who actually need something in our schools. That's my number might be slightly off, but IDEA is not fully funded. So they don't have enough money to give everybody what they're legally entitled to.
And
That's the
that
equation.
really is the issue. That really is the issue. It's not
It
about
is.
bad teachers or uncaring teachers. It's
Oh,
about the things that the system forces people into doing because it's an underfunded mandate.
yes.
And I don't mean to be like a smart aleck, but when you said most parents don't feel like they have a legal case,
Right. We all do. If
we
you have a
we
special ed
we
kid, you
we,
do.
we would tell you that if we took 10 of you and sat down with you and review the last 2 years of your educational file, we're pretty confident that we could make a decent legal case, because most of the time the districts aren't offering FAPE,
Yeah.
and most of the time they cut corners.
And they're doing it simply because they have to. I do want to, we try really hard on this show to not get political, but I do think it's important that if you're looking at candidates, and asking the question, who should I be voting for here? You want to look at who is going to fully fund IDEA. Because it isn't fully funded. And until it is fully funded, these are the games that we're going to play.
And
Because
they're so time consuming and they're so expensive.
oh, oh yeah, the money that and listen, I love Bonnie, but the money that they do have, which isn't enough for every kid, often goes towards their lawyers to protect their position and doesn't actually go towards helping kids.
Well,
So
that's true, but it's worse than that, because every case you do as an attorney where the school district settles with you, 9 times out of 10, they pay attorney's fees. And if you're an attorney like me and you're honest with yourself, you're taking money out of the public school system. And maybe maybe the end justifies the means because parents are not getting a fair shake. But I would certainly prefer to have a system where the way we resolve disputes isn't like this, because I believe if the money were in the system, parents would go to IEP meetings and districts and parents would roll up their sleeves and have really good collaborative discussions, and they'd get to it. And that's what needs to happen.
yeah.
No, I mean, all the lawyers that are doing special ed, we can find another way to earn a living. Most of us
Yeah.
would like to see the tragedy of special ed, the trail of tears, the being in the trenches, the only being able to fix one kid at a time. Enough,
Yeah.
enough.
Absolutely. I know what the first time, I have a unique circumstances that twice my school district filed due process against us. We did not file, they filed, which is very unusual, and unusual that they did it twice. And the first time that
I
they
said
did
they
it,
wanted to shut you down, Shannon.
oh, well, we know that's what that was. But the first time that they did it, I remember somebody told me that just the process of filing for due process, that they were already $15,000 into their lawyers. And that made me so mad that I went in and I said, you just spent $15,000 to cheat my kid out of what is his legal right. You better fasten your seatbelts. I recall saying something along, you have picked the wrong parent to piss off. Right? But they did it again. So anyway,
I like that. Fasten your seatbelt. Nice, Shannon.
fasten your seatbelt. Because we
Can,
were
can
off
we
to
just
the
all
races.
acknowledge, all of us that are listening now, that Shannon is like such a kick-ass
Oh,
advocate for people?
can I tell you how many tears I cried? I cried so hard and so long that my husband was like, do I need to call an ambulance? Because I couldn't believe that they were doing this when here was my child who just needed something. And
Yeah.
they were actively trying to screw him out of it. And that just makes, and of course I understand they didn't have enough for everyone, but this is why we got to fix that. And we need to fully fund IDEA, and we should have done it decades ago, but here we are. All right, we are officially out of time, but Bonnie is with the Tollner Law Offices. Bonnie, tell us how we can reach them and by extension you.
Just Google it. I looked it up last week, what the actual website is. I promptly
and I
forgot.
should know.
So
It's
yeah,
Tollner.
Tollner. And
There we go.
really what Bonnie would like is for some questions to come in for next week. That would be
Okay.
really
But
appreciated.
it's got to be for 2 weeks because next week is on Monday is Labor Day, and we won't be here.
Ah, okay.
Get to
Well,
have
that
the
just
day.
gives you twice as much time.
That's
listeners.
right. And we know that in 2 weeks, there's going to be questions because by then everybody's going to be back to school and everybody's going to need a depend undergarment because there's some stuff is going to hit the fan.
I think it's hitting the fan.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, Bonnie, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for being with us and give our love to everybody at Tollner Law.
Thank you, everybody. I enjoyed the conversation. Have a good week.
You too. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.